Welcome to Microsoft Excel with EJD. We're still working with the Analysis ToolPak, which is very good for statistical analysis as far as Microsoft Excel is concerned. In the previous video, we had considered rank a percentile with Analysis ToolPak. Here, we are looking at sampling. It's usually useful to do some kind of sampling here and there when working with data sometimes. Um, Sampling is a statistical technique. Of course, it is a statistical technique, first of all. Then used to select. So you use it to select a subset. So you can use it to select a subset or what you can call sample from a larger population, from a larger population. Of course, if you check my statistics playlist, I dealt with sampling there. So talking about the different possibilities, different ways of sampling from a population. So you select a subset or sample from a larger population in order to make inferences or conduct analysis without needing to access the entire data set. So of course, it's uh, generally speaking, looking at the idea of a population. For instance, if you want to understand a particular phenomenon or a particular trend among Japanese people or among African people or among whatever, any group of you want to take like that, it can't possibly get across to every person in that group, but you can get some representative data to represent the whole group. And that is exactly why sampling is really important. So the Analysis ToolPak in Microsoft Excel provides a built-in sampling tool that allows users to generate random or periodic samples from a given data set. So you can generate two types of samples. You can have a random sample. So you can have random, you can do random sampling. I can put it that way. You can do random sampling. You can also do periodic sampling. So the way from how it goes, right? Random sampling means that you just select some numbers randomly, while periodic sampling is something like maybe you want maybe out of 10,000 students with some matric numbers, you want every student who has a matric number that is a multiple of 10. That will be a kind of random sampling. That'll be a kind of periodic sampling. But if you just want random sampling, you just give the number you want and it just spews out those things, those samples for you. So this is really useful. So, okay, the Analysis Toolpak in Microsoft Excel provides a built-in sampling tool that allows users to generate random or periodic samples from a given data set efficiently and reproducibly. So it follows a well-known pattern that is reproducible. This is especially useful in fields such as statistics, research, quality control, and data science. Okay, so let's go ahead and work this out, and then we'll come later to look at some use cases for sampling. So let's go to we have an Excel sheet already prepared for this. So we have 100 students, I believe, with their first names and their scores in a particular exam, so to speak, or I mean, it can be any particular scenario for that matter. So of course, for the Analysis ToolPak to be usable, you should check under data. Maybe you're at home first, then you click on data and check under solver here. Solver is an add-in. This data analysis is also an add-in. So it's possible that in your case, you may not find it if this is your first time of working with the Analysis ToolPak. So I'll remove this and bring it back so you can see how to get the add-in if you don't have it. So just go to home, then come to options. Under options, you'll find add-ins. Under add-ins, under this manage, you have Excel add-ins here. So just click go. Then you find, you can see the solver add-in. So to put the solver add-in, so it's the same way you go, right? So here, if you click on Analysis ToolPak, watch, there's data analysis here right now. Now I've unchecked it and I say, okay, so the data analysis add-in just disappears. So imagine your case is like this. So you just go back to the same file, go to options, then go to add-ins, and then under manage, you click on go, and you come to Analysis ToolPak and check. And then once you check, look here under solver, there's nothing there right now. If I click OK, then data analysis adding appears. Now that you have that in place, then you are ready for your sampling. Now to sample, now you see under the case of rank and percentile, right? We could actually work with headers like this. Like if you want to highlight data, you can highlight with the header. But in the case of sampling, that is not allowed. Then, of course, from what I've seen so far, it doesn't seem to allow missing values and missing values. Like basically, it doesn't allow missing values. So you must have actual values. So, and just like I said the other time, right, you can generate two types of samples. You can have random samples. Let's say random samples. So I want to create this column for random samples. And then let's say we have this one. Let's say we have this for periodic samples. Periodic samples. Okay. Imagine that's what we have. All right. So, I mean, this is just me trying to do my thing. It doesn't have to be like this. So let's go for data analysis now. Okay, click on data analysis, and then you can check. There are many tools here. I've been taking them one after the other. So now let's go for sampling, which we are interested in, and say, okay. So for under this now, the input range, which cost do you want to deal with? Fine. You are going to put the range here. Okay, should I even try this? Okay, I just want to try this to be sure it doesn't really take labels. So I'm taking the label alongside. I have a feeling the label is not acceptable, but let's see how that works out. So I click that now, labels allowed, okay? And then we want random samples. So it is going to ask us the number of samples we want. We are doing random samples. So let's say out of this 100, and we want 22 random samples, right? And we want the output range, right, to be under. So for the output range, we want the output range to come here. I've created a space for the random samples. Okay, I click here. So if I click here, then I can scroll. So I want the random samples to be actually here. So I click that and I say, okay. Oh, that this works. Interesting. I thought it wouldn't work with header. So if we add the label, then it works. So these are 70, these are 22 random samples, just like we said, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22 in all, right? So, I mean, that even tallies with this because they start on the same row. So we have been able to generate 22 random samples. So that's for random samples. So if you want any number of samples you want, just specify. What if you want to deal with periodic samples, right? Want to deal with periodic samples, so just go to data analysis. So let me drag this here because is this possible to drag? Let's see. It's not moving. It's not moving. Why? Okay. Before I go, then, so I need the samples to start from G2. So pay attention to that since I won't be able to scroll here. So I want it to start from G2. So I just come to data analysis again. Then I click on sampling. So under sampling now, then I just click OK. Then again, I need the range. I think it's the same range, but I'll just do it all over again. So I click on starting from the header all the way down. Okay. All the data. Don't highlight the names alongside. It won't work. Okay. So now I have chosen all that. Now I want periodic samples. Those are samples that come after a particular period. So maybe I want my period should be every number 7, right? Every multiple of 7, right? Okay, let me do every 7. So I click on 7 now, and then where do I want my output to be? I want it to now be at G2. Okay, I just say G2. So, and I click OK. And then everything jumps out here. Okay, we want every 7. That means that the first one is Grace 77. Now you can see these ones are random, so we don't even know who is who. All right. So Grace number 7, then the next that's 77. Then number 14 is Nathan. You can see after 77 is 69. So we are after 69 is 67. That's number 21. We have 67, and so on and so forth. I think the last one in that range should be 98, right? That's the last multiple of 7 in this range. That should be 98, I believe. That's Victor with a score of. Oh, okay, it's not 98. Interesting. Uh, okay, we want every multiple of 7. Is it 90? Yeah, it should be 98, right? The last person there is 67. Why? So every 7. So that's 7, 7, let's say 7, all right, 14, yeah, 21, that's 67 now. Then 28, 28. So this is where it doesn't tally again. I guess something is wrong. I don't know what that is. So I mean, well, that's what we've been able to do. That's what it gave. So let's just work with that. Okay. And then you can just make this tidy if you want. So I just come home and then I have I do this and roll through if I want. So that way we can do samples like that. So you can do random samples, you can do periodic samples of the data that way. Okay. So in what cases do you need to use sampling? Very important. It has very nice use cases. So let's talk about use cases and examples like that. So I go again and I have to talk about use cases. So for the use cases for sampling, you can have quality control, quality control. Okay. Then, so you can randomly inspect 10 items from a batch of 1,000 products. Okay. That's under quality control. You can have it under surveys. Okay. You can select 50 participants from a list of 5,000 registered users. So for surveys, so you can have it under experimentation. Experimentation. Okay. So you can periodically sample temperature readings every 10 minutes from a 24-hour log. So that's periodic. That's the periodic kind of sampling. And the first two I mentioned could actually be random can work with that. But if you do sampling every 10 minutes, that's actually periodic sampling. Then it can be useful in educational research, right? So educational research sampling can be very useful here. Like you can, for instance, you want to extract 25 students' scores at random to study performance patterns. So you can do that for sure. Okay. What are some of using advantages of using sampling in ToolPak? All right. Of course, we see the efficiency, the fact that you don't have to, it just does the job for you. It reduces time and computational effort. So it's efficient like that. Then we have randomness control. Randomness control. So you are not I mean, there was a paper I did with some people where we talked about how possible it is for humans to generate random numbers. And part of what we see is that every human being has some affinity for some numbers. For instance, I like numbers like 1, 3, 7, and 10. So if you tell me to give you any number at random, it may look random to you, but for me, I already think in a particular way that the number I give may not necessarily be random in that sense. So randomness control, it ensures unbiased data selection when using random sampling, right? So if you're doing random sampling using doing sampling under Analysis ToolPak, you can be sure that the number is really random. Then it's also repeatable, right? There's repeatability. Repeatability. So it maintains methodical transparency in research. So, and reproducibility is one thing, repeatability is one thing in research that is really important. So other people should be able to take your data and get the same result like you. That's one way to guarantee that what you have done is actually reliable. And then of course there's the idea of integration. Okay. Integration. So it seamlessly works within the Excel environment. So that's one thing. So it just gives you a result. You can give it in a new sheet or anywhere you specify it to be. So what are the limitations of sampling with Analysis ToolPak? So limitations. Okay, so the random sampling function does not support stratified or cluster sampling. So you can say no cluster sampling, no cluster or stratified sampling. So that's one limitation. Number two, sampling does not automatically account for missing or duplicate entries. Okay, does not account, does not account for missing or duplicate entries. missing or duplicates duplicate entries like that. Then only some simple periodic or random techniques are included. So let's just say it's simple, right? It's so simple. If you want to do some more advanced, so more advanced sampling requires manual setup or external tools. So these are some limitations. So, so what are some best practices? You need to always clean and validate your data before sampling. All right. So best practices now. Best practices. Best practices. So always clean and validate. Always clean and validate data. Always clean and validate data. Okay. Um, Before sampling, that is. Then two, I mean, I tried using missing values and things like that. Sampling doesn't seem to take that. So you should also document a sampling method. Document sampling method, whether it is random, the document sampling method, whether it is random or periodic, so that if somebody else is trying out what you did, they should be able to get the same result. Then you can use the labels. So if you use, like in my case, I highlighted the scores in the first row. So use the labels checkbox. Use the labels checkbox. That helps appropriately to prevent misinterpretation. So we can know what exactly the sampling is about. For reproducibility, we want to consider manually saving the random sample seed using a helper column with is equal to random and sorting before sampling. So that also helps. So with that, I come to the end of this interesting video about sampling with the analysis ToolPak, which we did using this Excel. So we did random samples and periodic samples. Although this periodic sample, the result it's giving is not looking like let me see, number 91 even. So I think there's a bit of issue with the result. But yeah, 91 is okay. But then what happens with 98? Why is 98 not working? Oh, 98 is I think everything is okay. Yeah, 70. Oh, yeah. What was I looking at then? Okay, maybe I didn't see this last one. So everything is perfect. Yeah, everything is fine for sure. So that's the end of this video. If you have subscribed already, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, you are missing a lot. So go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can always get alerted each time a new video is released. Then, of course, you can become a member of the channel. Just click on join and you see 3 levels of membership with different perks attached. All right. So you want to get that special treatment for sure. So go ahead and join, and let's do this community together. So ultimately, don't forget to like, share, comment, and make other people see this video, because there's a lot to learn right here. Till I come your way again, keep doing data right. Bye.